sitting over there silent.
Yeah,
More silent than the lamb.
When am I supposed to interrupt you?
Okay, go.
I'll punch you in the shoulder.
It's healing up, man.
No, I was just gonna add to the whole thing of, you know, the different generation. I think too, it's like, you know, now MMA is like, you know, rock stars or Conor McGregor's and the whole Jose Aldo and all this. It's like people are like, I want that, and they, you know, they want that. They don't want to do what they have to do to get that. It's a big difference. Whereas, you know, back in the day, there wasn't so much incentive. You had to pretty much do it because you loved it, because it's a stupid way to make a living back then. You know, it's like, you're not going to get anywhere with that. You know,
Exactly.
so you really had to love it to do it. Now it's like, I think there's a lot of like, oh, I'm going to get on social media and pimp myself out, and then I'm going to, you know, get in the UFC and get on the big show, talking to Ariel Kawani.
Yeah. And a lot of people think it's like that. It's like, no, it's not. People don't understand the sacrifices they have to do to be an MMA fighter. You know, it's funny. We have people who come in the MMA gym, and they see my past fights and everything. Like, oh, John Howard doesn't have this and that. I'm like, okay, well, come prove it. And I tear them apart.
Yeah.
They're just shocked. Like, there's just these ignorant kids who got like, they first got their black belt and stuff like that. You know, and even now, like, you got kids who get black belt in jiu-jitsu. So it's like, dude, you didn't earn it. Really. I was like, yeah, you probably went every day, you pay your money, but trust me, you didn't earn it like the way I earned it. Like, the way they my brown belt, it took me 13 years, you know, and I should have my black belt. I just don't want it right now. Okay, but what it is like, I was taught, no, you gotta earn this. You gotta have sweat, tears, and this belt. Matter of fact, for every belt you had, it had to be faded like 3 or 4 colors before you got promoted. That's the generation I come from. Where these kids don't come from that generation. It's like, oh, I tapped out a black belt. Why I did this? Oh, I'm deserving my next belt. Oh, like, no.
Do you feel like the UFC perpetuates that that way of thinking though? Because, you know, you started a long time like I did, and if you look at it now, like I sit here and I'll be looking at the guys I beat, you know, and he says it in our other friend Patrick. I'm like, damn, I'm beating guys and I ain't in there. And then you watch people like Sage Northcutt. I have to use him as an example right now, you know. And it's like 5-0. And then the last UFC we were just watching, it was guys in there that were like 3-3, 2-2. They had the other guy who was 1-0 and entered the UFC and happened to win the 50-grand bonus. And it's like, you know, when you got in the UFC, guys were putting in work outside of it and getting in. Now it's like, oh, we're going to Mexico. If you're Mexican, come in. Oh, we're going to Ireland. If you're an Irish fighter, come on. Oh, we're going to Japan. You're a Japanese fighter, come on. And it's just like, it's not even.
You know what it is? It's
anymore.
like UFC is they're trying to get the new generation to like come to the sport. You know, it's a marketing thing. Like, these fighters are good enough to be out there, but I understand what you're saying, because we had to grind and work hard and take some beatings, give some beatings, and really beat legitimate people. And it seems like the younger generation don't have to do that. But what it is they're trying to market. You know, not only are they trying to market for the newer people, trying to market for the newer fan base, for the newer athletes. Here's the thing: growing up, being an athlete, high school we have football, baseball, track, basketball, the basics. Okay, so going to MMA doesn't seem pretty cool.
Nah, not at all.
You know what I'm saying, but now. See the people. Sage was what, 19?
Yeah.
Like, I did the autographs for him. I was like, he's 19. He was like, I could just, wow. I felt like an old man. Like, wow, I have more than 10 years older than someone in the UFC. You know, how kind of depressing that was. Like, well, I'm more than 10 years older than you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, but you gotta understand what they're doing is, and I kind of appreciate what the UFC doing that, because what it is like, first of all, with the newer kids coming in, the skill set, this doesn't scare me anymore. I'm saying, once I see the kids like, oh, they did this, I look at the skill set like, yeah, you're 3-0, congratulations. But when I get my hands on it, you're in trouble. But here's the thing. They're trying to market not only to have a fan base, but to have more athlete base. They're trying to pull in athletes. So when you see these big stars on TV, it looks like easy to do. Or you see like WWE stars who could transfer over just that easy. It looks like, you know what, I could be an MMA fighter. I could do this. And what they do is, then put in more athletes, we'll put in more money.
Yeah, it's a game of marketability.
Yeah,
now. I mean, we saw Sage Ben. It was like, you know, we were talking about it over the past couple of days. Like, he looks like a goddamn Ken doll.
Yeah,
like, that's what I call him.
That's literally what I call him. I looked at him, I was
Guy
like,
from Saved by the Bell. The kid
exactly.
Here's the thing. My question, and this to both of you. I understand if you're going to a new country, you need athletes from there to draw interest from the country. But where do you guys feel is the stopping point? Because to me, I feel like they're doing it so much, I look at the UFC like the NFL or something of MMA, but I feel like they're doing it so much that it's taking away from that. You know, like I used to train with, you know, Josh Thompson. Everybody might be like, oh, he's a pretty boy, this and that. I'm like, that's one of the toughest pretty boys I've ever known. He's put in his work. You put in your work. Nick Diaz, you know, Nate Diaz, I train with those guys. They put in their work. We were all grinding out there. You know,
Well, I think you should just have a certain skill set, man. Like, you know, it's one thing for marketability and to develop on PR, but like, you know, you have to have a certain skill set if you're going to be with the big dogs. You know, UFC is like top of the line. That's you know, there's nothing better, no better promotion for the fight game than the UFC. So I mean, yes, granted, you know, like you're gonna draw in new fans, you're gonna develop a new fan base, you're gonna you know, possibly get girls interested. But at the same time, you know, like these are the pros right here. Like we need people that are going in that cage and they're grinding out, they're putting in that work. And
so you feel like they should at least, if they're going getting athletes from those countries, get the very best.
Get the best of the best. Yeah, I mean, you go to
Like,
the
not
NBA,
no
you want the
one
Michael
guy
Jordans,
like that,
you know, you want the Larry
Salvador.
Birds.
Yeah, that blew my mind. He was
Not
1-0
for everybody.
and got
Yeah.
in there and won the bonus his first fight.
But
I was sitting there
you know what?
too.
Let me tell you something, brother. I was like, I want to say this. Be appreciated for that, because when you get in there, you're gonna run through kids. You're gonna run through
They
the
won't
kids.
be ready.
They won't be ready for that. They don't look at you. Oh, he's not a UFC fighter. Oh, he's not this, not that. Then you get the kids.
Just to add on that we're not taking away from Sage though. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
Sage.
he's good. He's very good at what he does.
And,
But
and
you know,
you can't blame the guy for taking the opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna take it away from you in the UFC. If you're in the UFC in any way, any politics where you got it, so be it. But I understand the grind. That's where we come from, because like from a fighter's standpoint, when we look at this kid, like, dude, I could destroy this kid and all this. I should be in all this. My thing is not that should motivate you to get in there now, right? You shouldn't have a question like this surgery now. That should, because when I look at you and hit the note and knew what you put, because if I had to fight you and Google you and study the numbers and people you train and all this, I'm like, damn, this is a hard fight. These kids are ignorant. They're like, oh, he's not in UFC. This is the first time in UFC. Easy fight.
Yeah.
Okay? And then guess what? You smash him. Boom. You get the $50,000. You smash him. Boom. Then you get 35. Oh, he's an old man now. Then boom, you smash him and smash him. But you keep smashing these guys. You can fight to 45. Honestly, the way this stuff is going and the skill set, I see the difference between our generation and the generation. I could probably fight to a 50. Real
They don't
talk.
have no heart.
Yeah, they have no heart. They have no heart. They have no soul.
Yeah.
Once they get in trouble, you know how like you get hurt. I mean, I've been in fights where I lost teeth. This teeth was front. I lost a tooth for first round, and I spit it back out, come in the second round, and win. These kids don't have it like that.
You see how a lot of people just give up submissions.
There you
Like
go.
you can see them just give it up, or like they get hit with something, go down. You know they could keep fighting, but they stay there and let the ref stop it.
Exactly.
You know, rather than just tap out because they don't want to look like a bitch. And I just be watching. I'd be like, man. Even if when you watch people, and you know I'm always yelling at him, me and him. I'm always like, you see this shit spilled? Because I'm watching UFC and guys are getting tired in the first round, and they're like 25. I'm like, dude, at 25,
Exactly.
I have like unlimited energy. You know, I have
That's
to
what I'm
run to the
saying.
moon and back, and it's just it baffles my mind.
But no, I think it should inspire you. That means we still have a chance, man. That means you could come and be one of these kids, someone who don't know you.
plus black don't crack.
All right, there you go.
That's what they
All right,
say.
and
Just
then,
wanna
and
put
then
that out
you can go out
there.
there and you can take over, man. Believe me, man. Trust me. I see all the time. I look at them all the time. I was like, I watch these young kids, and I laugh. 10 means to me, right? Now, as a man, I'm respectful, but he's a young kid to me. He don't know what I know. He hasn't fought the fights I have. Okay, people look at my career like, oh, you lost on that one. Okay, the people I lost to are legit, and they're real fighters.
I'm surprised he did that. He commentated I fought Joe Stevenson, and he commentated. He was real respectful, saying all this great shit about me. I was like, man, this dude's cool. Now I'm hearing this, I'm like, man.
But,
I
you know,
feel
maybe
bad.
it's just
Yeah,
maybe
we
it's
both got
the
the
whole
article,
fight.
man. That's how we woke up in the morning.
You heard
Somebody
from-
sent me that article, and I was like, you
But-
gotta be fucking kidding me. Like,
but you know
this
what?
guy's
I laugh because
he's been nothing but respectful the whole time.
Yeah.
Maybe he's trying to psych himself up for the fight with you and like.
Maybe he's trying to
you
get
know
him
what?
emotional, who
Yeah,
knows?
trying to get
Which
to
he's
you
not gonna
like,
do.
oh, I'm gonna mess with him. a
Rookie
little
mistake.
bit.
And I'm laughing. I'm like, dude, I've been fighting longer than you.
Yeah.
The people you fought, beat the hell out of you, and I almost beat them. I was like, so what you're thinking, what you think's gonna happen, it's not gonna happen. You have no clue. I'm a sleeper. I'm definitely a sleeper because people look at my past fight and just my career off of that.
Yeah.
And I look at them like, well, look who I fought.
Exactly. You
You
know,
know
a lot
what?
of people look at just losses
Yeah.
instead of, well, who did he lose to? And not just who, but how did you lose? You know,
There
if
you
I look
go.
at your record and you lost by decision, oh, okay, he couldn't pull out. But then, what if it was a tough 3-rounder? And
What
what
if the
if,
judges fucked
you
up?
know what I mean?
There
So
you go.
a lot of people look at that and,
And-
just be like, oh, he's not that good.
And
But
that's
it's like,
that's
come
been my
on, man.
situation, man. I'm gonna tell you something. All the
That's been
losses I
mine,
have in
too.
UFC, I wanted to finish once.
Yeah, I know.
You know. So that being said, and it was legit guys. So that being said, that's why I look at these kids like, yeah, I have no clue.
I have a question for
Yeah.
you. There's the great blacks in analysis, because all I do is break down and analyze everything.
Mm-hmm.
When I watch you fight, I've seen two different things,
Mm-hmm.
and it's crazy to me that you didn't even do weights and stuff. Because when I would watch you use your wrestling, you were like a power wrestler. You would always grab the guys and like power slam them. And I was like, damn, this dude's fucking strong. Now I'm finding out you didn't even do weights, and it's funny because I don't do weights. I'm about to start doing powerlifting, whatever, once my shoulder healed. And I didn't even know you didn't do weights. But I would watch you do your striking, and you had heavy hands, and you had power wrestling. Then I would watch you fight sometimes in other ways, and you would use striking and not go to the wrestling at all.
Yeah.
And I remember watching those fights like, man, he should be wrestling this fucking dude, mixing it up. And I'm wondering, did you ever watch your fights and see that sometimes you would get stuck in a mode too? Did you ever analyze that about yourself?
Yeah, my problem is I get stubborn. Sometimes when I get hit, I just want to hit. Like, and that was my problem being a white crew. Even though I have all these attributes, I have all these abilities, I can jiu-jitsu and everything, I used to get stubborn when I get hit, and my coach used to feed me, just hit him, Muay Thai, Muay Thai, Muay Thai, Muay Thai. And I say, don't bring, you can take him down or this. I'm listening to my coach, and I'm feeding my ego, I just want to hit. Back then, I brought a lot of ego to the cage, and I should have. I should have been a lot more intelligent fighter. You know, but sometimes you're a better wrestler, but someone hits you, you're like, motherfucker, I just want not. Now you're just looking for the knuckle hit.
You want to get them back.
Yeah, I used to get emotional. Now I have better control, and that's what happens. I used to get real emotional to fight. And it cost me real fights because everybody knows when I get hit, I get emotional. The ref and the game plan, I just go. Now I know what to do, and how to handle that. I have a better control with that. But that used to happen. A lot of people are like, how can I use your wrestlers this and this and that? My problem was when I get hit, I just want to hit you back, and that was a bad thing. But now, a lot of this changed. I'm more smarter, I'm more educated, and I'm older, so that I'm just laid back.
Yeah.
And like I'm gonna tell you again, man, dude, when you get into the UFC, brother, don't let age stop you. The great Black Dragon, I know you know what Black Dragon is. He fought at 64. He was in the cage at 64. That's my inspiration. If you could be at 64 years old, I don't give a fuck if he was on steroids, whatever. He's 64 years old. And he fought Horace Gracie. Okay? Yeah, he lost, but he still fought Horace Gracie.
You still got in there.
And we're at 64 years old.
Come on now.
My ninja at 64 years old.
He's actually about to be back in Bellator.
Yeah, right?
Fight coming up.
Exactly.
Wait, what?
Yeah, him and Ken Shamrock fight.
He's still doing jiu-jitsu tournaments now,
Yeah.
even in the 70s. I mean, looking good. and
That's even
everything.
older than me.
So now I got two totally opposite questions for you.
Go for
One is a bit older. I read somewhere that you and Anthony Rumble Johnson kind of got into it backstage, and there were some words exchanged. Now I'm just curious.
Look at him with the gossip.
Could you elaborate a little bit on what happened with you and now light heavyweight Rumble Johnson? What was that all about? Because that was a fight.
All right.
I was like, oh, if they go at it, that somebody's going to sleep.
I remember
wanna see
that fight was supposed to happen.
Alright, now here's
Pass
the
me water.
This is the beef what happened with Jonathan. Johnson was doing
This
an
one?
interview. And I guess a fight got called out. And I was like, I didn't take the fight for some reason. So he called me up. He was like, oh, if you don't want to fight, you should go pick cotton.
Okay.
Ninja. Let me tell you something.
How could he even say that?
Thank you!
It's dark
And I
green.
know him.
Exactly.
I know him.
Now,
That's what's crazy.
I knew who
He
Johnson
has
was.
said some pretty questionable things.
Yeah,
In
when Johnson
his
said
career.
that, I said, that got me so mad. I said, my ninja, you come from the same atmosphere to come from. Certain shit, say. Because that, for people who don't know, that's the Phil nigga, house nigga shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
As dark as he is, you know he is.
Exactly.
Way
That's the Phil nigga, house nigga shit. And that's the way I took it. And he knew, but I know when he said it, I think he was like, oh shit, man, I shouldn't have said that. That's why it got personal. You know what I'm saying? Trash talking don't bother me, but when he said that, now we're in Middle of the Bay.
Over the line.
I was over the line. I was way over the top. I saw him in the back room. There's a guy there right now. Usually in the back room they tell us to be good. All right, I saw that ninja. I was like, "What's up, motherfucker? Got your car? Yeah, what up?" He's like, "Yeah, we got in each other's face." And I go, "Fuck." Usually the UFC wants to catch you on camera thing. It wasn't about it. It was personal. It was like, 'cause you said some shit you ain't supposed to say.
Yeah.
Like that's some shit. That you don't bring it to that.
He didn't even make you the house nigga.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. He didn't make me the house nigga.
Like, you didn't even make me the house
Yo,
nigga. He
that's what
put
I'm
you
saying.
way out there,
You put me-
man.
I was like, nigga, what? Oh no, you brought it to it. I was like, oh, so that's what it got personal. We had beef. We talked trash in each other's face. Then he pulled the fight because of knee injury. It was a back and forth. I fought Matt Brown in San Diego and I lost. One of my homegirls went to talk to Anthony Johnson. She's like, why you got beef with John? She was like, man, I don't got beef with John. I was trying to enter the fight. I was trying to get paid. And he said, you know what? I didn't mean to say that. I was going with the flow, and it came out. And when it came out of my mouth, I was like, oh shit, I did something I shouldn't have said. And he called me and was like, yo, Doomsday, it is what it is, man. My bag. You know, I respect you as a fighter. I'm always watching you. I always hope you win, man. And it's like, I'm sorry for what I said. I shouldn't have said that. I was just flowing. It was like being a rap battle. You say some shit, you say, like, yo, you fucking cotton picker. Oh, I should have said that.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what happened. And after that, I was like, what's up, man? And I called him up. I said, thank you, man. I respect that. And we squashed the beef personally.
Right on.
You know, and that's what happened. That's what MMA now. Of course, a lot of storylines would never push that story because they never know. They never know. Everybody thinks we still have beef. You know, we don't have beef. I mean, if we have to fight each other, we have to fight each other. But that personal beef we have got squashed years ago.
Why
you know?
black folks? Why we always fight?
Because that's the way.
After the barrel, man.
That's the way. That's the way.
DC Jones, they hated each other. Rashad Jones hated each other. Quentin, Rashad hated each other. It's like, I'm like, damn.
You know what?
It ain't even that many black dudes in MMA that's up there, and
I
then
think
they all
that's why it is.
talking with each
That's what
other.
it
It's
is.
just like the streets.
That's
I
what
look
it
at
is.
it just
But
like the streets.
Let me
man.
tell you something, right? Don't you know the Rampage versus Shaw was the biggest pay-per-view seller yet?
I didn't know that. At least they got paid.
They won't tell you.
I know it was up there.
Yeah, it was up there.
I know it was up there on the list that when they say biggest pay-per-views, that's one of them still up there.
That was one of them.
Yeah, man.
It was that
Everybody
one, and
showed up for
I
that
think
one.
McGregor Mendes. No, McGregor Mendes didn't beat it because it was supposed to be Aldo and got cut back. So they didn't.
So they just want to see black people beating the hell out of
But no. Remember this, and remember this quote. I say it all the time. Everybody loves a ninja fight.
Yeah.
Cause you know when we talk trash, it's nigga. Nigga what? Nigga this. Rashad went to freaking college. He was a nice old yokey pretty boy. When him and Rampage got each other, the fuck you say, nigga?
Yeah, all that
you
college
see,
went out the door.
no, you see the hood come out to all of us. Because I don't give a fuck. All of us have hood out of us. We play like, you know what, no, I'm a UFC fighter, I'm happy, I'm happy to be a fighter. But when we see each other, we just wait. We don't. We gotta say what says but first, Rampage, you know what Rampage is. He said it first. But when that nigga came out, like, Rashad was like, yo, he was like this. Hold up, nigga. Let me fucking tell you something real quick, nigga.
For real, man.
I'm from that same place you come from too, nigga. Don't let this shit confuse
Don't
you,
let the
nigga.
suit to the
Don't let this shoot his head, nigga. Like, and he got his face. Like, you think I was scared of that nigga? Yo, you scared? He got done. He got real done like a robber. Nigga, you think I'm scared of that nigga? Like, nigga, I come from the street. I know what it is, nigga.
And that shocked everyone watching.
Yo,
Like, wait,
so when everybody saw that shit, holy
It
fuck.
took it to a whole new
And
level.
it took it to a whole new level because they see two guys who come from the same neck of the woods, how we act in that neck of the woods. I don't give a fuck. Even I want to see that, like, yeah, okay, now we see the real motherfuckers. Because we kind of know, like, you know, maybe the perfect entourage, you know, the perfect, you know, suits. Like, it's like, not an act, but we trying to change that image because we know where we come from. But people want to see, when we say, yeah, I was poor, I come from the street. Me saying I'm coming from Dorchester, okay, cool, yeah. But me acting Dorchester,
There you go. People.
that's what they want to see.
Yeah.
They want to see two brothers because they know the only way we have to co-respond to each other is how we act in the hood. We have no choice. You know, we have certain things in the hood we have to portray because of what it is. So if I walk in the street, what's up, John Howard? What's up, whatever. Like, yeah, nigga, I don't give a fuck about the UFC. I have to be like, nigga, don't get shit fucking twisted. Like, like, it has like, yo, you see me come out park a few times, like, we've told my brothers, seeing like, oh, what that white boy doing here? They're like, you're with me. Oh, your Uncle Tom, nigga, what the fuck you saying? Yeah, it's a switch.
Yeah.
It's a switch, automatic switch. Nigga, what the fuck you saying, nigga? Like, yo, don't get shit twisted. Like, I'm from the street too. I'm trying to live my life, I'm trying to hustle. But don't think I'll fucking crack your shit like real quick. Like, I'm from here too. Right? But people want to see that. They want to see the toe chest out of people. They want to see that interaction. And that's why, that breaks all the pay-per-views. John Jones versus DC. Because when they see two brothers act all proper, when they see it comes to the lions acting like lions, like, oh yeah, I know you're from the jungle, you're not from the jungle, let's get jungle-ish.
Yeah.
That's what they want to see. Because when me and the Johnson, that shit got jungle-ish real fucking quick.
It really did. When I heard about it, I just seen your past fight.
Yep.
I knew how he fought. I said, oh, they fight. This ain't going to the second round.
This ain't going to the second round.
Somebody going to fucking sleep.
This is a ninja fight.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, somebody going to... Look, ain't going to be no wrestling, no holding legs.
No.
These motherfuckers going to meet and start throwing them.
Bang. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is, but I honestly, it might fit into the stereotype, whatever. But I'm not mad about that because the numbers. I'm proud of Rampage and Rashad to still have the biggest card selling the UFC. Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm happy whenever.
You know what I'm saying? I'm happy about that because people say like, oh, they want to make it, but sometimes they want to make the sport about racial and everything. And every time they make it racial, oh, this and this and that, I say all the time. All right, you want to make it racial? Don't you know the two black guys who fight each other, had the highest paid UFC on pay-per-view? The highest fucking paid pay-per-view. We're beating GSPs, Anderson Silvas, Brock Lesnar's, Iceman. We beating Chocolate Dowling. Everybody knows how successful it is. But one of our fucking ninja fights could beat one of them, says a fucking lot. That means that's what they want to see. But that's yes, it fits in the stereotype. But it just means better numbers for us, dude. That's way better numbers.
I have a question because this was a question of mine when I was co-hosting MMA Junkie. Shout out MMA Junkie George goes. Everybody talks about the pay problem, and callers were calling and suggesting what they think could fix it. And one idea I had, if you look at all combat sports, boxing, Muay Thai, anything, it's a flat rate. Yeah. You aren't at risk of losing half your livelihood. Do you think that if the UFC made everything a flat rate, do you think that would take away a lot of problems that fighters have if everybody just negotiated flat rates and win or lose? Because win or lose, you're entertaining. Win or lose, you're fighting tonight. You can have a great fight, and you shouldn't lose half of your money if you entertain thousands of people, and then, you still lose half your money. Do you think that would make fighters a little less jaded if they were just getting paid for what they do, like every other kind of athlete?
Honestly, with the pay rate, I think that the best solution is just up everybody's pay. It shouldn't be like, if you win this, if you lose, this is what you get. If you win, it should be like a better flat rate. Just get paid more. We need to get paid more. My personal opinion, this is the UFC, this to anybody else, we're $1 million athletes. You know what I'm saying? We're $1 million athletes. If you pay us to show, if we're getting paid to show 50 grand or 100 grand just to show, you cause a lot of problems. A lot of problems out the door. That's what it is, man. It's not about that because you lose and it's all not get. It's not. It's just bring this pale skill up. If we're really marketing millions and millions of dollars like that, just build it up. And
so if it went up, but you could still lose half of
that, and so you're good. Perfect, like NFL play. NFL play, when they make millions and millions of dollars, that's the set contract. So if they lose and win, they still get the set pay. And that's all it needs to be. It's not. We're not looking for, millions of dollars right now. Right now, I mean, that's my goal in life to make millions and millions of dollars. But if I get a good flat pay rate and this is 100,000 grand, I don't give a fuck if I lose or win. Matter of fact, I'm gonna perform you even better. That's what we ask for, is to bring the skill, but not about winning or losing. It's the space skill. But I really think UFC is coming to that. That the pay scale rate is gonna be like 50 grand just to show. Yeah. I think it's coming. But once it comes to that, you're gonna see a whole different athletes, a whole different fight. That's all we get. That's all I think I ask. Let's play the scale that if you want to be a flat rate, let's get the starting flat rate at like 50 grand. You will have no more problems. A lot of kids won't care if win or lose. Who would care about that? 50 grand for 7 scales.
I still think it's fucked up losing half your money. Because what if me and him fought and got fighted a fucking night, and they're like, oh, here's a 50K bonus, but our win half was like 200. We're like, okay, we got the 50K, but we're missing 200. Because if you look at it, boxing, everybody getting paid flat. And the thing is, you fighting, you entertaining one way or the other.
Yeah.
Why are you gonna take away half somebody's life? You might have kids, wife, fucking medical bills. You losing half
I agree with that, but
livelihood.
you know
But
what?
they do need to up the pay regardless.
That's it.
Because what is it right now? What is this field? 10? 10?
Is it 10 now?
Entry
So
level fights
I
now
thought
is
it
10.
was less.
It's 10?
It used to be 8 and they just changed it like
Okay.
4
That's
Plus, but-
insane.
I thought it was
But I'm gonna say this to the young kids: be happy. It's 10. Because when I started in the UFC, you know how much I got? I got 3 and 3.
3 and 3, yep. Yeah.
Right. So y'all complaining about that? I'm not complaining. I'm gonna back UFC on that. Be happy that is up there now, because I'm telling you, when I came to UFC, I got 3 and 3. I was like, oh, okay. I can say it now, but I ain't gonna say that. I say now. I remember fighting other leagues that got more paid. And the thing, that the UFC, what the UFC told me is that we're UFC. We're doing you a favor.
Yeah.
And honestly, there was, because no one knew John Howard for the UFC. So I give him that. But the thing is, if the flat rate is 10, be happy for that. Let's not change that. We're getting there. It's coming along. You know, times are changing. It's good. If the flat scale pay is 10 grand, be fucking happy. Oh my goodness, be happy. Because 10 grand is still 10 fucking
It
grand.
has increased. Did being in the UFC and then at times you were out of it after being in it, did it help your pay increase at other like local shows?
Yeah, it did. Being in the UFC, you get paid more as a UFC veteran, and that's what people don't understand. When you go to the league and UFC veteran, you could be the worst UFC fighter ever. You're still a UFC veteran. UFC has a lot attachment to it. You could suck, even in being an Ultimate Fighter house, because it pertains to UFC. It attaches a lot and everything. Now, I don't agree with that to a certain extent, because a lot like your situation, you don't have UFC attached to your name, but here, meanwhile, you're beating up UFC fighters. You know what I'm saying? You probably be a bad training partner than some of the guys they have out there. You probably be a better training partner because we experience and where you come from. You know what I'm saying? So it is a politics game with the UFC, a name attached behind it. But my thing is that's why I'm not UFC stubborn. I'm pro UFC, I'm with the UFC, but when I meet opponents like that, I don't think, oh, because they didn't fight in the UFC and all this. I really do my research because I want to know what the fuck I'm fighting. I don't listen to, oh, you never did this. I don't listen to that. I really do my shit because there's freaking secret guys out there you don't know. We got guys that stick your tongue who not UFC fighters and they're fucking beasts.
Yeah.
I mean, they give me problems. I'm like, damn, this is not even a UFC fight. They just whoop my fucking ass. Then that's why I learned, you know what? It's not always about being a UFC fighter, it's being a skilled fighter. You know?
You mean there's guys who fight someone without doing any research on who the hell they're fighting? That seems really stupid.
Yeah, a lot of guys do it, dude. A lot of guys. You'd be fucking surprised. You know what?
I mean, that's just arrogance, I think.
Yeah, I
Well, what's
know
what we do?
Uriah a long time, and I just seen him at the that little Go Big conference. We were talking. I was like, man, who you got next? He was like, Frankie Sainez. He was like, you know a lot about fighters. You know anything about them? I'm like, God damn, you in the same league and weight class. How you don't know? So then I had to tell him about his own dude backstage, and I'm like, man.
You'd be surprised,
Yeah.
dude. People are like, what you think about this opponent? You fight him? I'm like, oh man, that's how I fight. He's not in the UFC. I'm like, dude, who the fuck is not in the UFC? You know who he fought?
Yeah.
He beat UFC veterans and because I've been around them. I'm like, yo, don't fucking be stubborn to this shit. Like, dude, these guys are legit. Like,
That's what I'm gonna do is get upset by a newbie
Yeah.
in the UFC, and he end up coming there and clean clocking you.
Exactly, and you're like, oh my god, and what people do this because people feel into that UFC hype. Oh, you got him. He's not been in the UFC. If he was that good, he would have been in the UFC. No, do not believe that fucking hype because I'm telling you, Sikh Tongs are a perfect example. We have, we call it the farm. We have fighters on the farm, okay, who when they go in the UFC, holy shit, they doing stuff to me. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, I got kids. I put them against the cage. Okay, they'll jump up with the cage in the air, flying triangle with me. I'll hit the ground, I'm tapping out like, what the fuck is this bullshit? Like, the fuck?
Brand new
Like,
highlights in there.
exactly. I mean, and they're secrets, and we tell them all the time. And the kids, they have the same attitude. Like, oh, I'm not a UFC fighter. I'm like, dude, let me tell you something. You just did that to me, and I'm legit. So trust me. I'm like, you're good. Don't let the UFC confuse you and like, oh, if you're not a UFC fighter, he's not legit. Don't like that, and don't also think because if he's a UFC, he's not legit. If he's in UFC, consider him legit. But if he's not, don't consider him he's not legit either. Okay? And trust me, this stuff I'm seeing from the new age of MMA fighters, holy shit. Right?
Joe,
It's crazy.
John, what I wanted to ask you was, obviously this is a big weekend for the UFC. 194, the main event, McGregor, Aldo. You being a part of it, you fight on Thursday, but still being a part of this, do you feel any pressure at all with all the attention that this is getting to, hey, this is my moment to go out there and show more eyes that are going to be watching us, or you kind of feel relaxed to say, hey, all the attention's on these guys. I just got to go out there and execute.
That's exactly,
How do you feel heading into it?
That's exactly how I feel. All the attention's on the big guys. I'm shutting up. Look, I'm about getting paid. I'm getting paid. I love the attention and everything. When it's my turn to have the attention, yes, but right now it's not my turn to have the attention. Let them do it. It makes me easier time. You know, all the fans are concentrated on this because I love the fans, but when you cut and weight and you have a busy schedule out there, the fans could be, sometimes be a headache. You know, I love y'all fans so much, but I be cutting weight and be like, be a zombie. And y'all calling, asking me the stupidest questions sometimes, and I'm like, listen, I'm cutting weight right now. I don't know what my name is right now. So, but I love when the attention is off with somebody else. I'm not an attention whore. I don't care. As long as because if I was getting attention, the same paycheck I've been getting fighting today, it's the same paycheck I was getting attention. So it doesn't matter. As long as I get paid the same, I don't care. And I'm a game player. Right now my path is just to win some fights. And eventually I will be at the center of attention. Right now, I don't need to be a center of attention. Let them all concentrate on that, and I'm just happy to be a part of it. That's it. Right. Because when it comes to today, when people say like you remember this fight, I was like, yeah, I love the fight week and all this, and I could pull out posters and pictures and stuff like that. Yeah, and then when it's my time to shine, then yeah, I embrace that. But right now it's not my time, and my time will come. I'm chilling.
All right. So we're gonna wrap this up now. Is there anything that you want to say to the viewers coming up from Fight Live TV about your fight, and let them know where they could reach you at on social?
Definitely. So John Doomsday Howard here. You can reach me at John Doomsday Snapchat. You can reach me at John Doomsday Howard, Twitter, Facebook, and IG, Instagram for y'all don't know. Shout out to John Snyder, greatest man in the world. Shout out to Tyson Chadier. I say it right, Tyson? Chadier. Tyson Chadier. Also the greatest managers ever. Sikya Tom, Martha Ergado, Andy Cole. Andreas, Tony Martin,
what about Andy?
Rob Hunt, Andy. That's why I say Andy Cole, right?
Yeah. Don't want to forget about Andy.
Andy right there. Get them on camera because they don't get props. Now they on camera. That's Chadier, that's Andy. That's Andy, that's Chadier. The whole Sick and Tom family, thank you all. Everybody, y'all guys, thank you for coming visit me and giving this interview. I know a lot of fighters don't like this. I actually like this because they get to see what a real fighter is, and they get it personal. So I think this could get a lot more hits, a lot more.
It's better than the same blend.
Yeah, exactly. So this is awesome, and guys, the best way to contact me, my favorite app is the Snapchat. That's what I say. That's my
No dick pics, please.
All right, no dick pics no more. I don't like that. That's too much. But hit me up if you want to talk to me. That's it. And hey guys, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, Spill, let them know where to reach you.
Spillbag Vice on Twitter.
KLU11, KLUA11.
At Fallen Angel 510, Twitter, Instagram. I gotta get a fucking Snapchat now.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the same thing.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the same thing on there. I gotta get a Snapchat. TheRealFallenAngel.com, and visit me, my nutritionist and woman behind the camera, Crystal. What is it? Crystal _ Galasso.
Like you don't know.
I don't know, man. There's too many people. Holla at her for product placement and sponsorship. And Fight Live TV, sign up. Silvio Morelli, Mike Chavallo, Bassroom, Pamela Chess. Thank you guys for the support and getting this show going for me. And Trina Villegas, 510-461-3797 for any talks and business pertaining to me. Holla at you, boy.
3 straight G's.